That's how you do it, and don't let anyone else tell you any different. Use your 10mm wrench and undo this top and bottom bolt. You need to compress the brake shoe in here. Once we get this out, I'll show you what it was here. I was decompressing. Basically, this is your brake that pushes on your brake pads. And I'll show you what we were doing once we're done, so you'll have a better idea of what it was I was pushing on. So once you got this, you just pry it a little bit, and it needs to rock out of there. It's lipping right here, so it rocks. So you can see this whole boot right here. This actually completely decompresses, and we'll use another tool here in a bit to get that completely flat, because our brake pads now have more material. So when we go to put this back on, it'll be much tighter than when we just try to get it off. I like to just hang that dude right there. So next we're removing our brake pads, and these just sort of work out kind of at an angle. That's simple. Came right off. There's still a good bit of material left on that brake pad. We're swapping these brake pads out because the other side was squeaking. They come in set of 2, so if you buy your brake pads, they come in rears, so we're swapping them both out. So next you got these little clips right here that come with it. When you buy new brake pads, these clips come with them, so you swap these out. These things are just sitting there. Just grab a little screwdriver and work them up and off. They just come right off, just sit in a groove. And then we'll just take and clean that rust off. If it's really bad, you can use a tool. This stuff isn't too bad. This isn't that old of a model truck. There's not a ton of buildup in here. Then you take your new clip and stick it up on there. Then you're going to take your new brake pad and put it in. This one's going to kind of, you take and bend these little flanges just a little bit, so you're not fighting them too much. I can see that there's a gap here in this clip, probably just from the buildup, so it's going to take a little bit of pressure to get it in, get it seated into there. And then we're just going to use a little screwdriver and help it on. That one's on. This one on the back's kind of trickier. It doesn't quite go in at the same angle that the other one did. So I got started back there, put my gloves on, and basically I'm just gonna just squeeze it on. This little flange right here I can see is in the way, so I'm gonna bend it a little more. There we go. Brake pads are in, so now we're just putting our caliper back on. So like I was telling you, this thing has to be completely decompressed now to put it back on here, because we have so much material back on our brake pad. So we need it fully decompressed. Just take something compatible to this and just squeeze and hold. You're pushing brake fluid back up in the system, so it's a slow process, but you can feel it. You can feel it going back up and in. Once you got your brakes back on, just reinsert your bolts and get them snug back down. $50 in brake pads and about an hour of your time.